Hey everybody, it's Sheila with Designs by Baby Moon, and I'm going to show you guys how we make these awesome little jelly bag pouches. So this is a new design. It came out last week, and the design, I put a link to it in one of the other posts that I did earlier. These are made with clear vinyl. I got mine at My Punk Embroidery, but it comes on these cool little rolls. This yellow from My Punk Embroidery, this is actually 10 gauge and it's on clearance right now. But she also has these beautiful green, blue, and pink bright colors. The pink and the green are actually kind of neon. These are on, they're like $4 a roll, and you get a generously sized roll. I think it's about 12 inches by 54 inches. So if you shop at My Punk Embroidery, that is an awesome place to get the clear vinyl. I heard a little birdie say she was going to get some more colors soon, so that's kind of fun. You can also use this kind of vinyl that you get at Joann's or Walmart or Hobby Lobby or pretty much anywhere that sells fabric. This is clear vinyl. You could use a shower curtain. You could use the bags that your bedding comes in, the zipper bags. Something like that. You could do any of that. So what I have, any kind of clear vinyl would work. And actually this design would work with regular vinyl as well. I wouldn't recommend it for fabric because I didn't digitize the design to account for fabric that would fray. So vinyl only, please, with the jelly bag. And clear vinyl to be extra awesome. So what I've done on here, I've actually run my the first step on stabilizer, and I actually drew around it because I'm using white thread. So I just drew over it with blue marker so you could see what happened on the stabilizer. And the way this jelly bag works is that this is the outline for the whole design, and then these are the placement stitches for the zipper. Now the placement stitches aren't for you to line the zipper up against one or the other. They're for you to center the teeth of the zipper into. And some zippers, I'll just put the hoop down. Some zippers have wider teeth than others. And so I just kind of did a happy medium of where the embroidery foot was not going to hit if you had the teeth of the zipper lined up between these two lines. I'm trying to get it where you can see it. If you have the teeth right in the middle of that line. So if I put another line in there, that's just more stitching you're going to have to rip out at the end. And I hate ripping out stitching. And these are clear bags, so there's a lot of things to rip out at the end. So what you're going to want to do is take a zipper that is longer than this. I recommend 7 inches, but maybe 9 inches if you've got them. I'll show you my zipper. You can use a regular zipper from the store, or you can order a bundle of zippers. These are the Yaka brand that I got on Amazon, and it was like $7 for 25 zippers. And they're a great quality zipper. I've used these in clothing. Somebody said that you got to watch what you get on Amazon, but this Yaka brand, it doesn't fray. That fabric that it's made of is really nice. So just a regular, this is a 7, I think it's 7, let me measure it. Nope, it's a 9-inch zipper. No, it's an 8, well, okay, from zipper stop to zipper stop, it's 8 inches. So I think that technically counts as a 9-inch zipper. So we're going to take the zipper and we're going to lay it down with the zipper tab, the part that opens the zipper, off the hoop. And I'm going to lay it here so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to lay it off the hoop outside of that outline. And then the other end, I want to make sure this little metal tab is way outside of where the zipper is going to be. So if your zipper is shorter, you just want to make sure it's not going to be in the stitching area so that this and this don't ever get hit by the teeth. And you're going to kind of make sure, you can make sure by lifting up one side and making sure those teeth are right between those lines. Now if you hold it up to the light, let's see if we can see that. Can we see through that zipper? If you hold it up to the light, you can see that the zipper is centered between those two lines. And if you need to, you could put a little bit of tape to hold those down, but I've made a bunch of these, so I'm not going to tape anything because, like I said, I hate pulling things out, and that's one more thing to remove. So I'm just not going to tape anything and hope for the best. Okay, so the placement stitch was number 1. The second and third steps are they are tacking down the zipper. So I'm going to let that run real quick. And if you have your teeth right in the middle of that area, then you will get a perfectly, it'll be even away from those teeth, the stitching will. I'm not speaking in complete sentences. So we're just going to make sure this goes right along that, right in the middle, away from the teeth. And once you have the zipper in the right place, the rest of it, when the zipper's in the right place, when you're stitching the material onto the bag, so onto the stabilizer, it'll be in the right place because your zipper's in the right place. And I think there were some people that were a little bit worried about where that zipper was going to be, so that's why I'm doing this video, just to show you. Okay, let me check comments real quick. Oh, hi, y'all are on here. Awesome. Okay, so hey, there's too many of y'all to say hey. So hey, everybody. What brand is zipper on Amazon? This brand is Yaka, Y-A-K-A. That's the brand of zipper that I got. And it was like 25 zippers for $7.99 or something like that. It was not much at all. Okay, so it ran the top one. I'm going to run the next step, which is tacking down the bottom of the zipper. And again, you can see that I've got the metal ends of the zipper well out of the stitching path so that won't get hit by your machine. The last thing you want is for your embroidery machine to hit something metal while it's sewing. It's bad enough when it's a regular sewing machine and you're controlling the speed, but on an embroidery machine, when you have no control over the speed, well, you have a little bit, but not much, that would be just a big pain. Okay, so let me take this off and show you what we've got. We've got the zipper tacked down, and you can see the stitching line holding the zipper right in the perfect spot. Okay. I'm going to trim just a few of these little threads away that I see here from the start and stops. And I'm going to do that on the back as well because I don't want to have to trim so many threads later. So let's just trim off what we can now. Every little bit of trimming now saves time trimming later. And I'm going to put it back on my machine. The next thing it's going to do is it's going to stitch the material on the top half. It's not really half, the top section of the little jelly bag. Do y'all like that name, jelly bag? I just think it's funny. I love saying it. And it's just fun. So I have a piece of, this is hard to see, it's clear. I have a clear piece of invisible fabric here that I'm showing you. Let's see if I can show you on top of this. Is that better? Okay, so I'll put it on something. I have a strip that's at least 5 inches long. It's more than an inch across, but an inch would just do fine. One side is cut perfectly straight. The other side I just kind of jaggedy cut it off the roll. But this one is perfectly straight, and the perfectly straight edge I'm going to line up so that it covers that line of stitching that we just did, and actually kind of bumps up against the teeth a little bit. If it's perfectly straight, it'll just bump up against those teeth and be super awesome right there. I'm going to lower my foot and let that stitch. If you feel like you need to, you could add a little bit of tape. But I'll tell you one thing about adding tape to the clear vinyl is make sure that you test your tape on the vinyl beforehand, because some tapes leave a residue on this clear vinyl, and they don't do it on regular vinyl, but this clear vinyl is a different kind of animal. So that might be a little bit of a mess that you don't want to have to deal with. Let's see. A good idea to cut the back out first. I wouldn't cut the back out, not of this, because there's a lot of stitching that still happens. I want that stabilizer all in there. And I'm using, let me tell you about the stabilizer. I'm using a really soft tearaway that I got from World Widener. And it's almost like paper towels. I mean, it's so soft. Let me find a scrap and show you how soft it is. All right, so this is something that I had earlier. I grabbed it out of the trash can. It's like really soft, like paper towels. I mean, you crumble it and it doesn't pop back up at all. It's really just soft. It doesn't make a sound when you tear it. I mean, well, a little sound, but it's not that rip, that harsh sound. It certainly doesn't have a spark like some stabilizers. Let's see. Oh, you mean cutting the threads on the back? Yeah, cut the threads on the back for sure. Okay, so that top area is sewn, and this, I like this little jelly bag because it has this cute little decorative stitching on that top half. Well, just against the zipper. It just looks so cute. I love it. So can you see that? Let's see if we can make it so you can see the decorative stitching on there, just right up against the edge of the zipper. Okay, so that one's ready. And we're gonna do the same thing with the bottom. We're just gonna lay that bottom piece. We're gonna put the hoop back on correctly. Hello. There we go. And then I have another piece of clear vinyl. Can't you see it? Invisible. And I'm gonna lay it on top, covering that stitching placement that the zipper did, that tacked down the zipper. I'm gonna make sure it's covered and kind of butt it up against the teeth. And oh, you know what it's gonna do next? Sorry, I didn't print the instructions out. It's gonna do the tab at the top first. I'm working from the top down, so it's gonna go all the way down from the top down. So what we need for the tab is a little scrap of the vinyl that you're using, or a piece of ribbon, or a piece of fold over elastic. In this case, I've just got a scrap, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to roll it just a little bit, so it's like 3 thicknesses of vinyl thick, and so it's going to just be a little bitty tube. And I've got some, I know that y'all, I'm not the only one, I've got some hooks that are too small for my normal snap tabs, but I didn't know how to buy them when I bought them when I started. So I have bunches of the wrong size of hooks that I bought when I was buying them. And so I'm going to use one of them. This is just a little bitty one. You could use a D-ring, but it's got a funny little circle loop. And so I'm going to just take my vinyl tube that I just made, slip it through that little loop. Let me get it through that little loop. Come on. Okay, I'm going to put it through that little loop, and I'm giving it quite a bit of room. And this is going to be our tab. Let me show you on the finished one. So it's going to be the tab that's on this side. And on this one I put a keyring on it. So it's going to stick out here. But in order to make it correct, I'm going to flip it to the inside, and I'm going to put it right between where it's on top of the zipper, so it's not on the zipper, it's kind of above it a little bit, or if this was a map, it would be north of the zipper. And you could take a look, there's a little placement line, so if you wanted to switch colors so you could see it, you could do that. It's really just north of that placement line, so I'm going to go ahead and skip the placement step for it and just run the tack down. So let me get it up over there so it's in the right spot. Maybe I should have done the tack down so that it doesn't bite me. Okay. And it's just going to tack down that little tab for me. Okay, so nothing big. You can use a little strip of the clear. You could use fold over elastic to make a loop with a D-ring or a keychain. You could use, oh, one of them I did use fold over elastic, didn't I? No, I used clear on all of these. I know I used fold over elastic earlier. I don't know where those went. The ones with fold over elastic. Maybe my kids took those. I made a whole bunch because they had different colors. They might have already walked off. Okay, so that's done. So now when anyway, that part's done. And we're not going to worry about where it is right now. We'll worry about where it is in a minute. I've got my other square, and I'm going to butt it up next to the zipper, covering that placements or the tack down line, and I'm going to let the bottom part of the zipper bag run. So let's run that, and I'll come over here and look at comments while that's going. Let's see. Gosh, there's a lot of y'all on here. Yay, I'm happy. Where'd I get the color clear vinyl? I got it at My Punk Embroidery. Somebody posted that they saw some at Joann's, which I'm really kind of scared to go to Joann's now because I have like 3 or 4 rolls of each color of the clear from My Punk Embroidery, so I don't need any more, but It would be really fun to see some other colors. It was orange. I think they had orange. Jerry Rogers, was that you? That had the orange from Joann's. I did hear that My Punk Embroidery is getting some other colors soon, so hopefully those will pop up. Okay, so that's almost done. After it runs around and tacks the vinyl down, it does a little decorative stitch to hold it to the zipper tape and to be extra cute. It's just extra cute. I'm not sure if all my kids have gone to bed yet. I had some in here doing laundry, but it looks like they quit. But it looks like they got a bunch done, so it's not in here anymore, which is good. But we still have some people doing homework. Hi from Brennan. Carly, you're nearly a neighbor. If you're in Brenham, I don't know if the rest of the world knows how cool Brenham is. That's where our famous Bluebell ice cream is made. So Brenham's kind of a pilgrimage place if you're in Texas and love Bluebell ice cream. So, Carla, I'm sure you've taken visitors to that Bluebell factory tour a couple of times at least, haven't you? Okay, we're almost done with that plate, that decorative stitching. Okay, this is it. Last step. The last step for stitching. Again, I'm going to trim those little threads. Just make sure they're out of the way. Just get them all. I have put my glasses somewhere, so it's kind of hard to see. The nice thing about making these jelly bags, and this is what's kind of cool. So normally when you do a zipper bag and you've got all these parts and you've got your zipper, it is hard to see where they are, and so you have to tape them down to make sure everything's out of the path. Well, because this is clear, we can actually see what's going on. And so I'm going to take my last piece of vinyl that is bigger than the original placement stitch, and I think I gave y'all a measurement in the instructions that I wrote with this, but I didn't. It may be a actual measurement, but I'm not an actual measurer. So I'm going to lay it over, and what I'm looking for now is before I do that, I'm going to unzip my zipper. Not all the way, just most of the way. I'm unzipping it to about probably 7/8 of the way in, and I'm also making sure that the tab, the little flippy part, is pointed into the bag, not out, because it'll get stuck. It's in the stitching path if I leave it out. I have it flipped in, and then I'm going to make sure that the tab with the hardware that we put in is outside of the stitching path as well. So now that I can see that, I'm going to just lay the vinyl on top. And maybe you can see that it kind of is darker where I laid the vinyl. Can y'all see that a little bit? And then we're going to run the last step. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it. I'm not turning my back on this last step because I want to make sure that nothing moves. Now because it's vinyl, it kind of sticks to itself, so it shouldn't move, but just in case, I'm not going to turn my back on it. All right, here we go. I'm staying right here. I'm not going to go walk around. I'm not going to go make a cup of coffee. I'm just going to watch and make sure that everything's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. Again, and one of the reasons that I tested a couple of different stitches with this clear material. And so the stitch that I selected to run the edges and to secure everything together doesn't perforate the clear vinyl. So you might, if you want to use a different pattern, I think that would be great with the clear vinyl, but you want to make sure that the design stitches don't perforate it, so that they're not so close together that it just basically perforates it so it'll rip apart. And so I don't know that about the vinyl from Joann's or anywhere else. I do know about this vinyl that I got from My Punk Embroidery that it's not going to perforate it. So that's why I recommend that. Okay, let's take it off the hoop. That's it. We're done with the stitching. Okay. I'm going to trim that thread. That thread is not still there. Okay, so you can see we've got our jelly bag right here. This is all done. And I'm going to take it out of the hoop, and then we're going to trim around everything. I'm going to try to stay right here so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's pop it out. And put this somewhere so I can use 2 hands. And I'm just going to cut all the way around the placement. These are so fun with different color zippers too. So if you had a, let's cut across that. Good job. And let's cut across here. If you had a different color zipper instead of just white, that would look super cute too. There's a lot of fun that you can have with clear vinyl and colored zippers, or color vinyl and white zippers. Michelle, you were going to make some with the invisible thread. How did that work? Did you get it to work in the bobbin? Well, you know what? I got to tear it off afterwards. I was going to tear that off before, but I didn't. So we've got it all cut out. Now I'm going to tear away all the stabilizer in the back. And so this is another reason why I like that soft tear away stabilizer for this. Normally I don't like it. I don't really like it for much of anything. But for these jelly bags, or for zipper bags in general, it's nice because it tears away so easily. And I'm going to tear all of it away. I'm getting it out of the stitches. If you did it on wash away stabilizer, or I use a kind for freestanding lace that's Pellon 541. It's wash and gone. If you do that, you could just rinse it, but then you'd have to dry it, and your zipper would get wet. But you can do whatever. I mean, you can, whatever makes it easier for you. Okay, let's pull all that away. It's going to leave some fuzzies, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub that on my jeans. I'm just going to get most of the fuzzies off of there. Okay. There's some stabilizer. So this is another reason why I didn't put so many lines of stitching on the placement stitches, because we're going to have to tear all that out. And when you have all that stitching on the stabilizer, it makes it harder to tear out. So we're going to rip this away. That's the one for the top of the bag. Make sure we get all those fuzzies. Any fuzzies? I have some threads to trim. This is the one that's right between the zipper, where the zipper teeth are. And you can see on the back how centered that is between the stitching area. Okay, let me trim some of these threads out. And on mine, it just shows a little bit of that. That blue is where I drew the line on the stitching, so I don't know that that's going to come. All right, that's done. Get a little bit more of that fuzz out. And so since we opened our zipper bag, what we're going to do is we're just going to turn it inside out through the opening. And so, ta-da, turn it inside out. Give it a nice, just gently poke out the corners. When you use white thread with this cool colored vinyl and a white zipper, it has a really pretty effect. There's another thread there. Whoops, almost dropped it. The jelly vinyl kind of sticks. I don't know if it's called jelly vinyl. I just call it jelly vinyl. The jelly vinyl kind of sticks to itself, so you just got to work with it. If you don't like how wrinkly it's gotten, which this one didn't really get wrinkly, I haven't really had it, but if it bugs you, you can take a hairdryer and just warm it up a little bit, and those wrinkles will fall right out. Come on. I'm standing at a weird angle. Let's get all of those corners out. Do I have a tool over here? I don't even have a pencil with an eraser on this side of the room. Okay. It's close enough. Nope, that's good. Okay. So now we're inside out. Whoops, one more little bit at the corner here where our tab was. Just use the tab to help pull that apart. Now I've got a bunch of stabilizer to clean up. Let me put this here so you can see it a little bit better. There, we have less background. All right, our jelly bag is done. You can zip it closed. You could put a little charm on the zipper pull, and let me show you the blue one. On the blue one, I put a little charm on it because extra dangly things. You could clip a snap tab on it. That would be fun too. But that's it. You're done. It takes longer for me to tell you how to do it than it does to actually do it. Jelly bags are fast and quick, and these are going to be so much fun for summer fun. It's not waterproof. It is made out of the clear vinyl, but it's not waterproof. It's not truly waterproof because the zipper, it's not waterproof. And if you wanted to use seam sealer, you might be able to do that, but I would not say put an iPod or something like that in here and count it as waterproof. But it'll keep your, you know, a little bit of change or chapstick, USBs, flashcards. Oh, I know where some of the other ones went. I put them in my camera bag already, and they're holding like my, I have different flashcards for things, so they're holding those. Anyway, just, you know, coins, anything that's like little and out of the way and just gets lost in the crud in the bottom of your purse. That's what they're for. Oh, a rosary holder, Michelle, that's a great idea. Gloria asked, where do I get the jelly vinyl? I got it at mypunkbroidery.com. Bev says she made her first earlier today and loves it. Threw it in the dryer with some other things to soften it. That's a great idea. Oh, Carly, you actually worked there at Brenham. Meredith Davies Vaught. You live by Blue Bunny ice cream? Well, have you ever had Bluebell ice cream? I don't know. I'm not really a big ice cream fan, but it's a thing. It's a big deal. Debbie, My Punk Embroidery is where I got it. Okay, did I answer questions? Do you have other questions? Let me scroll back and make sure if anybody has. I'm going to tag Jerry Rogers because she's asked me like 5 times for a video. I came in late. What did you hoop? White fabric? No, it was just white stabilizer, and I got it from World Widener, and it's very soft, and it tears away really easily. You can do it in a 4x4 hoop too. I just did it in my 5x7 hoop. So this is you can't, it doesn't make a sound. You know how some stabilizers make a papery sound? This is not. This is more like soft paper towels. It's not, it's not my favorite stabilizer, but it works great for these jelly bags because you want it to tear away. Sometimes I find when I'm using designs that are densely stitched with this tearaway stabilizer, it tears too easily, and then my stabilizer is not stabilizing the things. But for jelly bags, they just have these straight line stitches and a little bit of decorative stitch on the zipper. It's perfect. Okay, so that's all I hooped, and I'm just floating the rest of it on top. Let's see. Somebody says, where did I get the vinyl? Sorry you were late. Oh, that's okay, Rita. It'll be on the, we can replay it too. I understand about it being a long day. It's Wednesday. I'm so glad. We have 6 more days of school. Where do you purchase? Oh, it feels like a coffee filter. Yes, Diane, it does. It feels like a coffee filter. It's really soft. It's not, it just is soft. And I got it at World Widener, so on Amazon. Where did I purchase the hardware? The hardware I got from eBay because I make a ton of things, and you may not need that much. I just bought, well, I didn't know what I was doing when I started doing embroidery 5 or 6 years ago. And so I thought, I knew I needed these little clippies, but I'd order the wrong ones. And so then I'd get those, and then those would be the wrong ones too. So I am using them up on tabs of jelly bags right now. I don't know that I'll use them up because I have quite a few, but some of these that are too small for snap tabs because the opening is too small, that's what I'm using on these. So this one is, see, it's even smaller than, these are, they have like a 3/8 of an inch opening, which I know now, but this one's even smaller than that. That light's not good, but you can see how little bitty that one is. Can you see it? No, there it is. It's a little bitty round opening, which is cute. It's really cute on there. So, you know, it's big enough to clip on a belt loop or on the, you know, your keys or something. Straps of a swim bag, backpack, anything that you're clipping stuff on. But yeah, I got it on eBay, and that was before I picked. I have a video about hardware, snap tab hardware in particular. And there's a lot of janky, I say janky, I mean, it's like they break, and you don't want to get that kind. So I have a particular seller that I like on eBay that I get hardware from, and yeah, that's the only one I'll get now, but I do have tons of this other stuff that I'm using up. Diane says those are perfect for split keyrings. Yeah, too. Yeah, you could use the split keyrings. In fact, on this one, this is just a bag of keyrings that I found at I gotta think. It's either Walmart or Hobby Lobby. But they had colorful ones in the kids craft section. So not by the jewelry keyrings. The next row over has like the felt squares and then like kids crafts. And so this was over there with that kind of stuff. So lanyard, ribbon and that. But there was a whole box, a whole bag of different colors like purple and green and blue and pink and black. And so, yeah, those are perfect. The pink one would be super cute on the pink. But Walmart, Hobby Lobby, anywhere. Vivian says, hi, I'm a little late. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're here. Did I answer your question earlier, Vivian? You sent me an email. I don't know if I answered your question. I'll go back and check. All right, that's it. That's it. So, let me check our time. It was less than 30 minutes of sewing for sure. They're super fast and fun. And if you make jelly bags, please share them because I want to see. I want to see what vinyl you're using. I want to see what colors you're using and see how they come out. And if you have a source for another place to get some cool, clear vinyl, let me know. That'll be fun. I may even go scope it out and do a video. Vivian says, yeah, we're good. Okay, good. Glad. Sorry. I'm the worst at getting back to people on email. I see it, and then if I can't deal with it right then, I'm getting better. I'll just say I'm getting better. Okay, I will let you guys go. I hope you're making something fun. If you make your jelly bags, please share them in the group or share them somewhere else on Facebook. But let me know what you think and have fun making these. Hope y'all have a great evening. Good night.